Matt Gay and Carson Payton standing over the ball. We get going. And my counterpart here, Morgan Gillum, is loving the kits.
This is true, Sean. Those Adidas kits are, I mean, they're spot on. They look professional, you know, they look clean, and I just hope the game just kind of matches.
Sets the stage, right? As we see Paul Hoffmeister's quick feet already early in the game, taking guys on, winning the first set piece of the game, and Alex Neff stepping to the ball.
Yeah, these 50-50 balls are going to be a big determination in who wins this game today. I mean, we got a couple really tall guys out there, with Reed on Denver playing up top, and Matt Gay up top for UVU. So I'm really excited to see, you know, who plays what kind of balls and who's winning these 50-50 balls.
Right, you see Skyler standing at 6'4" on set pieces we've talked about in the past. And it looks like
to show you what type of coach he is. I mean, when you make a mistake, you just work to get the ball back. You just put in the work to make up for that mistake, and he's happy with you. And those are the players I think that will start for him and continue to start for him.
He's the type of coach that I think a lot of these players would run through walls for. It's fun to watch him on the sideline get emotional, get it intense. He celebrates exuberantly with players when they do something excellent. Now, he will get mad at you and let you know when you've made a mistake, but he just has a good time on the sidelines. He would be a fun coach to play for.
I totally agree with you, Sean. I mean, it just shows in his players, his attitude, his work rate, his excitement for the game. It really shows, and it's going to carry, I mean, this team through in tough times. It's going to just make this program, to be honest, I think one of the top ones in the country.
And tonight should be a great test as we see Reed Hukari, big tall forward, sneak in and poke a ball away.
Well done, well done.
It's good agility from the big guy.
Exactly.
Skyler Milne, you know, he stands tall, but you would not believe his quickness. I anticipate there'll be quite a few whistles to start this game. Both teams have gotten emotional games so far this season, this one being one of the biggest tests for UVU.
Yeah, so our center referee, Ahmed, is going to keep it tight here in the beginning, and as each team feels the other team out, I'm pretty sure he's going to let them play. Just a great ref there in the middle and a good crew tonight.
Now, UVU partakes in the Western Athletic Conference. Now, there's 23 conferences that have an automatic bid into the NCAA tournament, which will be played. The Final Four will be in North Carolina this December. So Denver, if they win their conference, they'll have an automatic bid, just like they did last year. If UVU wins the WAC conference, they would have an automatic bid. They'll have a big challenge against Seattle University and some other challenger. Seattle won it last year. It should be fun to see as the season develops where they stand.
Sean, that would be very impressive to win that automatic bid in your inaugural year. I mean, they should hold their heads high if they can accomplish that. And I mean, they've proven that they can play with the top teams. And as we've said already, tonight's a test, you know, playing against 21-ranked Denver University.
And now they face off against Denver this week. Next week they travel to Las Vegas and they play against UC Riverside on September 26th. And the next biggest challenge is on September 28th against UC Irvine, who's ranked 6th nationally. Now this Denver side lost 2-1 to them earlier this season, which is one of the 2 losses, as we see Paul Hoffmeister having at it again.
He just flies up that wing. He's just an exciting player to watch. I hope the youth community, the players, can get out here and watch a player like Hoffmeister and just be dangerous and, be positive, but under control and composure when he needs to.
He's coming from a storied program in Germany where he's part of the Dietrich Bonhoeffer Gymnasium, as we've spoken to in the past. But this team, the UVU Wolverines, are just stacked full of players that have played in the U.S. Soccer Development Academy with Portland Timbers and also Real Salt Lake, where Coach Moss was a part of that program and that academy.
Yeah, Coach Moss did a great job recruiting these players and putting this team together for his first year.
It's good stuff from center back Alex Neff to get down low and clear it out. Another change to the starting lineup. Cameron Kidwell is in the back as well. I'm sorry for that error mistake. We had Chandler starting there. Of course, Cameron is the lone senior on the team. Played 3 seasons with Towson University and scored 2 goals for him before they dropped their program. He went to Winston Churchill High School in Maryland.
Sean, I'm not gonna lie, I do want to see Chandler Badley play a little bit tonight. I got to watch him growing up on the youth ranks in a club called La Roca. Very exciting player, very solid. So personally, I would like to see him a little bit, but I know Coach Moss knows what he's doing. So.
Well, he was featured late in the game last week. He came in as a sub to seal off the victory. As we see both teams pretty much testing each other early in this first 8 minutes of this game. Both sides have some big boys on the field. 6'5", 6'4". Makes balls in the air interesting, but both teams have elected so far to be dynamic, be on the ground, and a lot of possession so far.
They are. I mean, they're taking their time, filling each other out. Denver is a very physical team. UVU's, technical and looks to counter, find Matt Gay and play off him. So I'm curious to see who's going to kind of take the first risk to get in behind him and get that first scoring chance.
See a ball sprayed forward, cross served in, but Tyler Brown does well to cut it off.
Oh, well done, Hoffmeister.
Lucas Colley on the ball.
Unlucky, a little mix-up between Hoffmeister and Matt Gay. Good-looking ball by Colley, though.
We also have Lucas Colley as that attacking player. I don't see David Adams, as there's your replay of Paul Hoffmeister, a little toe poke to get by. There's Tyler Brown on the ball. Now this is going to be a different test than what we've seen so far. Denver has already shown a lot of possession-oriented, keeping the ball on the ground. This is more defending than what the UVU Wolverines saw against Gonzaga last week.
You can also see there that Matt Gay, as the center forward, was chasing that ball in the back. If the rest of the team doesn't step up with him, he's spending a lot of energy trying to track that ball down, and it's easy to get out by the goalie and the last defender there. So as he pressures, he's got to have players supporting him and pressuring as a team to be successful here tonight.
Right, and I think once they win possession, they've got to do a good job of keeping it. So they did well to cut off a long ball and win it out wide, but then they got to find a way to connect and keep it for longer spells.
Yeah, Denver is taking their time in the back. They're not forcing anything right now.
And I'm a bit surprised that you think with these bigger boys that they would elect to play a big ball forward, but you see Lucas get on the end of one. This is the pressure, the high line that we've talked about.
And look, they turn it over, and now we can counter.
Diego Serna's first touch was just excellent. This is better from the Wolverines. Carson Payton getting the ball in that little
gap. He does well.
Matt on the ball, top of the 18 strike. As we go to the first corner of the game.
I think that was Skylar.
It was Skylar. Correction, Skylar Milne on top of the box. Little quick touch. As you see them have a strike from just top of the 18.
It's well done by the Denver defender to get his body in front of that.
Here we go for Skylar. Find Skylar as the target forward. Or sorry, as the target man in the box.
As you can see, Denver knows these 50-50 balls are going to be a battle. They have the entire team in the box. They don't have an outlet or anything to win this corner.
Play a driven ball low.
Well done by Brown. It's a great ball out wide.
Carson had a great first touch to settle the ball. He's doing well to keep possession. Peyton Pemberton doing well to keep the ball as well. A little flick over the defender's foot. You start to hear the drums and start to hear the excitement from the fans, which was part of the keys of the game. UVU's already started to establish a huge fan base. They're 9th overall in the nation for attendance. A ball served in the box. Skylar on the end.
And cleared by Reed from Denver. But we keep it on our offensive half. Well, that's a tough ball.
And does well to keep it in. This is better, a lot more better possession.
It is good soccer.
This is where you want to keep them in. Now Denver will look to counter with space on this side. Costa Cordistos, 1v1
tackle.
Tyler Brown, who just gets stuck in.
And Tyler just reads it, gets in. Looks like it goes off the Denver player.
Good combination from Matt Gay and Lucas Colley. Foul called on Matt Gay. Fans aren't happy about that one.
It's just such a big body up there.
You know, Matt Gay had an opportunity to sign a letter of intent to play football at the University of Utah State, and he decided to join Utah Valley soccer program instead. It's awesome to see true athletes electing to play soccer instead of football.
I think we're impartial, but I would agree with you.
See Reed Akari, big, tall forward, getting up for the challenge. Going back to the fan base here, national recognition. The average attendance so far for the Utah Valley Wolverines is 2,910 fans. Last week alone, they saw 3,209. 12th man here. Coach Moss talked about how they could feed off of that energy and that the team couldn't wait for another crazy night.
Yeah, I know when, it was a while ago, Sean, but when I was playing, I know when the fans were into the game and cheering you on, it just gave you a little bit of energy, a little bit more boost to get to that ball or make a tackle or make something happen.
As we see a ball sprayed into the box, Reed Hugari running it down. Payton clears it. See quickness from the outside back. Looks like forward on that far side. Just want to make sure that we stand guys up, no diving in.
They do well to double down there.
Costa Cordistos, number 7 out wide, has got quick feet as well.
Sean, I am a little surprised about the composure and the kind of knocking the ball
from distance.
Knocking the ball around a little by Denver. I thought with the size and the physicality, they'd be hitting it a little longer.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of game tape, not a lot, to be honest with you, from them. And some of the game I've seen, they were a little bit more direct, but tonight they've been more possession-oriented on the ground, combining 15, 20, 30-yard passes. As you see, a great challenge on the sideline. Bodies banging over there.
They get a little tangled up.
You like it. You like the intensity already. You know, speaking to the fan base, Einar Thor Aronson, coach for the Gonzaga Bulldogs, said that the altitude probably got to us, and there was something about the atmosphere that just wore us down, speaking to the fans and the atmosphere here at Utah Valley when they visited last week. So the league is already taking note. Opposing coaches are already taking note. So the ball served in.
Little deep. And Sean, I was actually out training some kids, and they had come to that Gonzaga game, and they talked about the atmosphere here and how exciting it was. And I couldn't make it, unfortunately, but they just were. I mean, I think a couple of them were ball boys, and they just had such a great time. And that's what this is all about. I mean, bringing a Division I program like this to UVU, it's just going to help the entire soccer community just grow and make the soccer better.
Yeah, it really is a launch pad for soccer to grow and develop even further. You and I have been a part of it in the youth for a couple of years. It's just so rewarding to see this as Denver switches the point. And dunk on the outside plays.
He's got some space.
Yeah, Cordisto serves it into the box. Just overhits it.
Yeah, he had plenty of space to serve it up there.
And Costa Cordisto, he's scored 2 goals over the last couple of games. He scored against Oakland and also New Hampshire. Very creative, quick player, dangerous. Definitely don't want to be faced 1v1 if you don't have to be.
No. This is a dangerous turnover here in our back third, but our defenders do well to clean it up.
Yeah, Diego Serna does well to collect. That's what he does to stay composed. He helps the Wolverines keep possession and get out of pressure. You see Peyton Pepperton providing pressure on the back.
Both teams are doing really well finding their wings and keeping the ball outside and getting into dangerous spots.
Little checking run. You've already seen the opening 15 minutes of the game or so, maybe even more. Reed Hukari's seen a lot of action. The ball's played into his feet as a target. Ball served into the box. Looks like Cameron Kidwell did just enough to not allow Reed Hukari to put a shot on frame.
That was close, Sean. They're getting in behind us on this right side.
Costa, he's a senior. He's been very successful in attacking opposing defenses. As we see a throw in here on the fans on the near side. You see Tyler Brown, outside left back.
Ooh, that was close. I thought they hit heads on that. I'm glad that both players popped up after that collision.
We'll have a chance to look at it again here shortly, but if not, we're back here at live action. Tyler Brown, left back out here, also has a brother. As Denver's top of the 18, strike from distance. That's good stuff from Colin Partey. Again, he received honors this week for Defensive Player of the Week. He received a nominee for it. Didn't receive the award, but Coach Moss really talked about his production overall this season.
He's a freshman, right, Sean?
He is. He spent time in the Portland Timbers Academy, 2 years. And he's from Washington State. Went to Union High School in Camas, Washington.
Yeah, it's great to see these players coming out of places like that, you know, that have time to spend training with MLS Academy teams, and are really just getting the experience as a freshman can start at Division I level.
Shot from distance, not ever threatening Colin Partey as we see the first subs of the game. Austin Buxton will be entering the game.
With David Adams.
This is David Adams. David Adams spent some time with the Querétaro FC in the youth program, the Mexican League. Spent some time with Wilhelm. And Austin Buxton, he's from Timpanogos High School, scored 29 goals in 48 matches. He's studying business management, served his mission to Honduras.
I'm excited to see David Adams get in there. He actually helped train for me a little bit this summer before they started training with UVU.
What a tackle from Tyler Brown.
It is a great tackle. And the kids just loved him. He's skilled. He knows soccer. You can just see it right here as he shows you a little of that skill.
A little cut, a quick feet. We see our first subs of the game. It looks like coach called out Diego Serna. I think it's important to know as the game continues and goes on, UVU's turned over the ball when you say in kind of vital spots. And I think that's key for the rest of this half to make sure to take care of the ball.
I think you're right on, Sean. I think they just got to, when they get in those dangerous positions, it's important to have that composure and that kind of the idea of what you want to do with it once you get it there.
See a header from Skylar Milne in the middle of the field. It's good to see his height against some of the Denver Pioneer players.
Sean, I don't remember the guys being this big when we played.
Both of Morgan and I stand about 6'1", but I don't remember playing against 6'5", 6'4". Even there's a 6'7" player, Reed Hukari, the starting forward, is 6'7" for Denver. Very similar to Crouch, right?
Oh, there you go.
In the English Premier League, played a little time with the national team, English national team. As you see a ball served into David Adams' foot, does well to keep possession, swing the point of attack to Tyler Brown on this far side. So far into the game, UVU has had one shot and committed 5 fouls. We'll see a little bit of that Denver's stats here in just a second, but it's been back and forth. Denver's had a few more shots, a few more chances in their attacking third.
As we're a little more than halfway through the first half, I'd say Denver has been a little more dangerous than UVU. UVU's done well.
And here's the shots. Denver's had 4 so far. One of those was on goal. Colin Partey did well to corral that in, not allow any rebounds or deflections to parry out. As we see Denver back into possession. And both teams have done well in possession, side to side, kind of weighing each other out, trying to find the space.
Oof. That I'm glad both players are popping up from that again. They were flying full speed, and that's what I think we see from both of these teams.
Yeah, and you want to see that. These are two programs that want to prove themselves and really establish themselves as a national powerhouse. Like we talked about with Coach Bobby Muse, he's done well in the last couple of years to create a program where they've gone to the national tournament 4 times now. They've had 4 players in the last 5 years be drafted into the MLS supplemental draft, and done well to establish himself and a program. One of those players that was drafted is a local talent, played in the LaRocca program, and from Layton High School, Kyle Christensen. In 2009, he was drafted by Chivas USA. As a ball served in, here's Carson. Ooh. You see his speed.
The defender does well to keep that out of the back of the net, because Carson for sure would have finished that one.
There's Paul Hoffmeister going at players again. If you're on the near side over by us, ball served in the box, Skylar gets a head on it. Coach Moss, one of his good sayings, one of his famous sayings is "get after him." It's fun to see him get animated and tell players to take the defenders 1v1. I'm sure we'll see more of that tonight. Going back to Denver's program, they've, like I mentioned, they have sent a couple of players into the MLS draft. Drew Becky in 2013 was picked 28th overall, which is their highest pick thus far by the Columbus Crew. They've had 3 others over the last 5 years. Coach Moss establishing a great program so far. He was coached by Clive Charles out of Portland, Oregon. First time I met him, Morgan, he showed me a picture. Guess who was his backup goalkeeper?
Who?
Casey Keller.
Wow.
Shows his pedigree, shows where he's from as we see a ball put across.
Get after him!
And for Partee, you know, if Greg Moss is saying good things about him, that Greg's not just the head coach, but he was a phenomenal keeper, goalkeeper trainer. So for him to talk the way he does about Partee as a freshman, Partee has to be proud of that.
Absolutely. As we see Denver switch the point of attack, you see the holding midfielders popping into that space. Sam Hamilton has done well so far to get in those little pockets and keep possession. It's important to win possession in these vital parts of the field.
It is. Both teams are doing pretty good keeping possession in their back thirds, just knocking it side to side. But both are having a hard time finding their forwards, finding that space to make something dangerous happen.
You like the third runner, multiple players combining up on one another. It's not just a give and go, but you have a third player joining into the attack. Just unfortunate in the pass from entry ball into David Adams' foot.
I think what we're seeing, though, is just both teams have really decided that they are going to make sure they get numbers behind the ball. And really it's just doubling down, you know, making sure that there's always cover as the opposing team goes forward.
David Adams plays a ball through to Austin Buxton. He's going to be whistled for a foul. You see a ball put through and outside back. I think it's Ford. I mean, just double check that. Does well to just cut off the angle. I'm sorry, that's not Ford. That's Dotson.
He just does well to get his body between the ball and the forward. And he gets a little push in the back and a good handshake, good sportsmanship by Reed.
It looks like Cameron Kidwell did well to hold him off, to not allow any silly attack into the box. Now going back to those players that went to Denver University, they're from Layton, Utah. Spoke to them a little bit this week. They talked about how they loved Denver University. They had a great time, and I asked the question, if UVU was around then, would you still go to Denver University, or would you elect to play it for Greg Moss at Utah Valley? And you know, both of them kind of gave the diplomatic answer, but they just loved their time at Denver University, that they would appreciate that time and be a fan for life of the Pioneers. But they just talked about their appreciation for Coach Bobby Muse. Kellen Christensen, younger brother of Kyle, made an agreement with Coach that he would play 2 years and then go on a mission and then come back and play his other 2 years. And he held to that agreement. So he's very appreciative of that. As we see subs for the Utah Valley Wolverines, Skyler Mill coming off, as well as Paul Hoffmeister. Entering the game is Galindo. He's from Ben Lamont High School in Ogden. He is studying nursing.
As the other player is Dylan Rickens from Farmington, Utah.
We see Denver's first corner of the game.
I bet Denver wish they had Reed in right now.
And Galindo, going back to him, he scored 26 goals for Ben Lamont High School in Ogden, Utah. He has a 3.6 GPA. Looks like Chandler Boyd, I believe, entered the game as well from Midvale, Utah.
Well done to track back by the UVU number 23 to cover the new guy coming in. And David Adams does well to clear it out of the back.
Both teams are electing to defend everyone in the box.
So if you see here, UVU has 2 shots now and 7 fouls. We got about 13 minutes left in the first half.
Check that number 15 enters the game. Sorry, 16. Dylan Richens. Morgan mentioned that from Farmington, Utah.
I think I mispronounced his name. I was thinking Riggins.
It's a fast-paced game, as you can tell from us already. Substitutions coming in and out, a lot of changes. So we're trying to keep up to the pace of the game. Do our best for the remainder of the half. We see Denver back into possession. A little checking run into the middle of the field. You see Dotson on the ball again out wide. See a good tackle that Cameron Kidwell did again. It's a big, strong center back doing his job.
Yes. The 2 center backs do a very good job of covering behind in those corners. Alex Neff on the left side.
You think the pace of the game is settling down a little bit, or do you think it's been about the same through the whole first half?
I feel it's been the same. I mean, I do really feel that Denver has a strategy just to try to keep the ball as much as possible, not to force anything. And UVU has had a tough time going forward. As soon as we win the ball in the back, make a couple passes, and we can't seem to connect.
Ball served in. Shot just wide. It was really acrobatic type of shot on goal. Luckily it wasn't on frame. As you see the time clicking down to about 11 minutes left in the half. Alex Neff winning a foul. See Alex receive the ball. His first touch a little heavy, but he does well enough that he gets his body in front of the Denver Pioneer player.
The keeper in that situation just got to make sure he gives him that ball on the ground, make his job easier.
You see Carson slip on that far sideline with the fans in the background. Talking to Dylan Richens, he's a midfielder, he's a sophomore, and he's a transfer from BYU Hawaii, attended Viewmont High School. It's fun to see someone from BYU Hawaii. Seasiders, I spent a semester there.
Did you actually play, or were you on the beach the whole time?
Oh, I spent a lot of time on the field, that's for sure.
It'd be tough playing out there, but I imagine it's beautiful.
Back to Alex Neff. He likes to serve a pinged ball to the opposite side of the field. Richens does well to elect to keep possession, swing it to this side to Tyler Brown. Now Lucas Culley combining, getting in.
This is much better from UVU. Quick passes, quick touches,
Good turn from Richens. Shot
There
from
it is.
18-yard box. You know, that's good stuff from him. Richens, that's well done from the former Seasider, representing the Wolverines very well. Their best chance of the half. What do you see here, Morgan, in this replay?
He just does well to give himself a little space, and that's all you need to get a shot off, and it just nicks the defender, and with not enough power to get by the keeper. But the team does so well to switch the ball, and Tyler Brown and Lucas, just little 1-2s back and forth, opens it up.
It's just a bad spot to turn over the ball. Shot from about 35 yards out. You see a view of Colin Partee setting for the goal kick. Just about a little over 8 minutes left in the half. I think both teams in this first half have turned over the ball in the center of the field about 30-40 yards from goal. It's just something you can't do. Who's going to be the first team to take advantage of it?
I think if I was coaching either one of these teams, you know, I think I would feel pretty good about this half. You know, kind of just feeling each other out.
Steve Carson, can he get in? Oh, deflected just at the last second by the defender. David tries to play a little bridge by his defender, play it on one side, get it on the other.
UVU definitely has some fun players to watch, don't they?
Yeah,
creative.
Definitely. It's fun to see that more American players are learning the ability to have skill on the ball and beat players with their first and second touch. Denver back into possession, swinging side to side. Last few minutes, Reagan Dunk has seen a lot of the ball. Center back Schweitzer on the ball as well here on the near side. It's good patience from Denver to keep possession.
Sean, I was just about to say that they're just being very patient. They're just looking for their holes, keeping the ball. UVU's doing well to drop in and keep everything in front of them.
Schweitzer right in the middle of the field is shot from out top of the 18. Schweitzer's done well to get a lot of touches and combine 3-4 different players, get the ball back, very much like Kyle Beckerman does for Real Salt Lake. But it's good to be at 0-0, I think, going into halftime. I think that's the most important thing. If you were the coach, wouldn't you say the same, Morgan?
I definitely would. I mean, there hasn't been too many mistakes. There hasn't been too many breakdowns. You know, both teams have been pretty solid. I think if you know, we see the possession, Denver definitely has had the ball a little more. You know, it just depends on, as a coaching staff, what you want to do moving forward. Do you want to be a little more risky, take a little more chances, or just keep playing solid and keep the team behind the ball?
Right. Denver back into possession here on the near side. Reagan Dunk again on the ball, not forcing anything, electing to go back to forward as a center back, just keep the ball. Ford swings possession to the other side. Little checking run right in the pocket. Center backs do just enough.
They do. They're right there. It was a good little chip from number 12 on Denver to put 23 in behind him.
That's Teddy Mullen to Alex Underwood. I think Austin Buxton wanting a foul called with the defender on his back. There's the little chip that Morgan's talking about.
And Alex Neff comes across just to get a touch on that ball. Well done.
Just about 5 minutes left in the half. We'll switch to, looks like Dodson on the far side.
There's even numbers in the back.
That's a timely side tackle from Alex Neff. See a sub coming in here. Joe Barakat in for Carson Payton, but here's your replay. What are you seeing on this?
I mean, Alex Neff, he's just where he's supposed to be. You know, he's got his mark. He's a little off him in case that ball's played in a different spot. He comes in and tackles and knocks it right off the shin of the Denver player. He's playing a very solid first half.
Yeah, very much like he did last week against the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Just in the right place, the right time. Does enough to clear any danger. This is the first action we've seen of Joe Barakat so far. He's from Torrance, California. Went to the high school at West High School. Should be interesting to see what he can offer in the last 4 minutes of the game. Good ball from Alex Neff.
See what David does with this. Sean, there's the balls that I thought I'd see a lot more of.
Yeah, a little more direct for sure. Looks like number 25, Eric Cronenberg. He's scored a couple of goals so far this season.
I think we lucked out on that turnover there. That didn't put us in a dangerous position.
Cronenberg for Denver has 3 goals thus far. He's a sophomore from Boulder, Colorado. 3 goals in 6 games. Teddy Mullen plays a short ball. Alex Neff again in the box. Right place, right time. Colin in his box to come out and collect it. Just about a couple minutes left in the game. You could see that Colin Partee motioning to play maybe a short ball. Decides to play long. We see
he's in.
Austin Buxton. Can he turn his player?
He likes to go to goal. I like it.
Driven ball. Not an easy save for senior goalkeeper Oliver Brown. He's got to make sure he gets down quick to cover that. Maybe like to see that ball served across for ongoing runners. But he cuts his defender. Little worm burner.
You know, it's that mentality of some forwards, you know, you work so hard to get in and create the chance yourself. You want to take that shot. You want to get that ball in the back of the net. That's your job, right?
Absolutely. Those Cordistos again on the near side. Our side, that's Reagan Dunk.
So I would have to say I'm impressed with UVU's back line. They're just, all 4 of them are in sync, they're together, and they tackle well.
Yeah, they have built a good partnership so far with Alex Neff, Cameron Kidwell, Peyton Pepperton, and Tyler Brown. Just under a minute left in the half. What a first touch. Good combination from Denver.
That's a great one too, huh?
On a full sprint, almost gets on the end of it. Looks like Dodson, a little speedy player for Denver. Fans starting to get into it a little bit more in the closing seconds of the first half. It's well done from Payton to win possession. There's Galindo looking to spray the ball on the opposite side.
I like the idea. I like the idea. It's a tough ball.
This is dangerous.
What a save. What a save.
Almost.
I think that made the sideline UVU nervous.
Yeah, I think everyone took a deep breath to make sure that didn't go underneath Colin Partee's foot. Looks like Eric Cronenberg just gets a toe poke, gets there just before Colin Partee. It's one of those balls that the center back, I think Alex Neff, almost gets to. It's in between both of them. And Colin does just enough to keep it out.
Save of the game.
Yes. So far it's 0-0. It's been pretty even. Denver's had a few more clear chances, but we'll be right back as you see the score there is 0-0. See you soon.
They say the devil is in the details. And in here, there are a lot of details. Flavor, color, texture, temperature, presentation. It all has to be flawless. Pressure? Maybe. But with engaged learning, I get a lot of practice. And I'll bet your homework never tasted this good.
I hate math. I can't count how many times I've heard people say that. And as a math teacher, I take it personally. So, while working on my master's at UVU, I developed ways to help kids not hate math. Does engaged learning make a difference? You do the math.
Welcome back here to Clyde Field. You saw the best chance of the game in the closing seconds of the first half. Looked like forward Eric Cronenberg almost beats goalkeeper Colin Partey, but goalkeeper Partey does just enough. What are your first impressions of the first half?
Well, Sean, I mean, both teams are out fighting. You know, they spent 10 minutes at the beginning of the game feeling each other out, knocking it. I think I give Denver a little more advantage to that first half. They had the composure in the back, and they were more dangerous going forward.
Yeah, and Denver has the advantage on shots, definitely. And one thing, looking at their games thus far this season, they've outshot their opponents 83-60. So they're not shy to let it fly, have some shots on goal. But it's good to be 0-0 with the 21st ranked national team here at Clyde Field. So it's important to keep that scoreline and see if they can nick a chance.
You're right on, Sean.
And we'll be right back here in just a second. Be sure to join us.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home of the mighty Wolverines and about 30,000 students. UVU is located in Utah County, near the base of the majestic Mount Timpanogos. Not only is the campus beautiful and extensive, but it's friendly too. Students come to UVU for many reasons. Some like the environment and local culture, while others appreciate the one-on-one support and small class sizes. Whatever the reason, one thing is certain: UVU provides an experience students can't get anywhere else.
I came here from out of state, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's different from home, but I love being here. The environment at UVU is very welcoming, very friendly. I just love being here. It's, I just feel like I fit here perfectly.
As an open admission institution, UVU's structured enrollment policies put students on a path to success. With a unique dual mission, UVU is a vibrant teaching university with accessible community college programs. The university provides a broad spectrum of degrees, from certificate and diploma programs to associate, bachelor, and high-demand master degrees. Active outreach efforts foster local partnerships that benefit both the community and students. At UVU, students are immersed in the academic and practical sides of industry, while unique programs integrate teaching and service learning, giving students a rigorous and well-rounded education. UVU is home to the acclaimed Small Business Development Center and Manufacturing Extension Partnership. With these resources and more, UVU makes a significant impact both economically and intellectually. UVU is known for its ability to connect classroom experiences with professional and civic pursuits. This means students use the theories and foundations taught in the classroom and apply them in real-life situations. Whether a student is an automotive or biotechnology major, by the time they graduate, they'll not only have a degree, but a substantial resume as well. UVU continues to grow and evolve as a world-class student-centered institution focused on engaged learning. From personal financial planning to emergency services, UVU has some of the top programs in the state and nation that prepare our students to enter the workforce.
The exact same software that I use at work every day, we use inside the classroom. And the first day on the job, I was able to complete any task that I was given. And I can accredit that to my professors.
We have actually one of the nation's largest software libraries. The main benefit that we find for the students is that they can go out with a really usable skill and actually make an immediate impact in the career or the job of their choice.
Engaged learning at UVU is really significant because working with the staff and also the students, I've had multiple opportunities to go outside of school and go and work on real sets where I got to experience everything firsthand. It's fun to learn the stuff from the books and learn it from the teachers in the classroom, but it's even better when you can get to go out there and experience it for yourself.
Because of this engaged learning model, UVU students have the opportunity to develop strong connections with outstanding faculty and staff. UVU faculty are scholars and professionals in their fields. They are dedicated to sharing their expertise with students and helping them succeed. UVU's expert faculty expect excellence from themselves and their students as they lead the way to academic achievement. The School of the Arts is home to Juilliard-trained faculty and has won several prestigious National Theater Awards at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. UVU's success spans disciplines with the College of Science and Health receiving major grants funding scholarships, and the School of Aviation celebrating its founding more than a quarter-century ago. As a Fulbright pipeline, UVU is also bringing international expertise into the classroom and helping students rise to new levels of excellence. In addition to outstanding faculty, UVU recognizes the need to focus on the fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, or STEM. Qualified graduates are in high demand in these fields, and in conjunction with a statewide initiative, UVU is stepping up to the plate, preparing students to meet the needs of the community and workforce.
I actually didn't know you could do research as an undergraduate until about 6 months ago, and it kind of blew my mind. And it really gives you a different experience, as opposed to the teacher-student in a classic classroom where you're doing a lecture. You really feel like you're part of the research, and you feel like you're a colleague, and you know that when you're done, this isn't just something that's a class project. It's not just a presentation or a PowerPoint or a report. This is something that is actual research that if you put it on your Vita or your resume and you present this to people, this is going to help people in the future. And so it's just the opportunity to do more.
With the help of supportive faculty, UVU students continue to claim top honors across disciplines as they apply new skills and practice their craft. Mechatronics students from the College of Technology and Computing Science brought home national medals, and digital media students received an Oscar nomination for a student animated film. UVU is also home to Utah's only 4-year biotechnology program, as well as the state's first 4-year geomatics degree. UVU's interconnected campus and new facilities such as the Science Building and the Student Life and Wellness Center support students in their educational pursuits.
I walk through the halls and I see President Holland, and he stops and shakes your hand and wants to know how you're doing, and you can tell that the people genuinely care. I don't think there has been a day on campus where I haven't walked through the halls and somebody hasn't handed me a flyer that says, there's an activity going on today and tomorrow and the next day, come to it. And there's activities in the courtyard. There's been movie nights, there's been True Wolverine, there's been soccer games, dances, and every single activity that I go to, you can just feel that people are excited to be there, and people love the college lifestyle and the lifestyle of UVU.
Thanks to the foresight of university leaders, strategic expansion on campus will add more than 425,000 square feet of elbow room to accommodate expected growth and better serve our students. The new classroom building added a much-needed 34 additional classrooms and a 1,000-seat auditorium. With the expansion of the We Care Center, student parents will receive even more support as they work to complete their degrees while balancing family life. The new Student Life and Wellness building, complete with a reflection center and fitness facilities, provides students with 170,000 square feet for body, mind, and spirit. A university experience would not be the same without the excitement of top-notch athletics. UVU competes in the WAC and is already winning championships. With the addition of an NCAA Division I men's soccer team, the only one in the state, and a coach with Real Salt Lake roots, UVU is poised for success. Beginning a new college experience is exciting, but it can also be an adjustment. At UVU, programs like orientation, freshman convocation, and the freshman reading program make sure students get the best start possible. There's also an abundance of campus life and activities to help students get involved and feel at home.
You feel like you're a part of something bigger than yourself. And the environment here is something that if you're willing to try and you're willing to put yourself out there to make friends, you're going to become part of that UVU environment that's something bigger than yourself. And I know I've said a lot, but I love UVU and I love the environment that's here.
As Utah Valley University continues to grow as a student-centered institution and rise to new levels of excellence, students become part of a supportive university community, committed to enriching lives and preparing students for success. With even more new programs, resources, and facilities slated for the near future, UVU is an institution on the rise.
And welcome back to Clyde Field. As you see a live picture of the Wolverine right there in the center of the field, you have the Denver Wolverines huddled together. Morgan and I were just chatting about their synchronized warm-up as the Wolverines were also huddled talking about the half. If you were Coach Moss, what instructions do you give to the team at halftime?
Well, Sean, personally, I think I would give them, just be composed. Don't force anything. You know, it's 0-0. We're in a good place. Wait, take your time. You're going to have chances.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think you have wise words as you see the graphic for Denver's shots versus UVU. As we talked about before the halftime break, Denver has that advantage on shots, and they are tied on shots on goal and save, so it's good to see this. The chances are pretty even. Denver's probably had a few more chances, but as far as shots on goal, it's been pretty even. Both teams have had clear chances on frame. Nobody's really taken advantage of it yet.
No, they haven't. I mean, I think what we see is that UVU is a good team. They're matching up against 21-ranked Denver University and holding their own, making chances happen. You know, I think they've been on their heels a couple times, which happens, but I'm excited for this second half. I think both teams are going to come out, and I personally think Denver's going to take some more risk, which is going to leave them open in the back.
I agree. Yeah, Denver and UVU this season thus far have proven that they can score goals. So it'll be interesting to see who's the first team to really bury their chance. And as you see Carson Payton, captain for your Utah Valley Wolverines, running across the field. There's a wide picture of this beautiful venue. Morgan, I'm jealous. You know, I wish I was 10 years younger. I have to say it.
I agree with you. I mean, the feeling of playing out there in front of the fans and on the field, the fresh cut grass. Oh, and here we go. We're about to get underway.
you see big, tall, 6'7" forward Reed Bukari last season in 2013 scored 3 game winners. Be important for UVU to mark him up and to close down any chance on frame. Close him down inside the 18.
I really would like to see Matt Gay get a chance here in the first couple minutes, you know, get the ball on his foot, create something.
Yeah. If he gets a chance to have a shot on frame, that guy can strike a ball. Last week, his first goal, he almost made a hole in the net from assist from Captain Carson Payton. Just unbelievable strike. Goalkeeper had no chance, and like we talked about earlier in the game, Matt had a chance to get a scholarship to play football at Utah State as a kicker. Any free kick, any shot on frame, he can strike a ball.
And when you say that, you know, you have a tendency to think, oh, he must be a brute, he must just power through, but he has great skill. He can bring balls down out of the air. You know, I think there was a picture of him of doing that bicycle kick.
Yeah.
What was that, last game or 2 games ago?
Right. And even his second goal last week against Gonzaga, ball drops at the midline, and he is on a foot race against 3 Gonzaga defenders and is able to beat all 3 and score a goal to seal that victory. So he can beat players in a foot race. He can beat them 1v1 with the ball at his feet. So many dangerous players for the Utah Valley Wolverines, and Matt Gay winning the Offensive Player of the Week for the Western Athletic Conference this week.
So, Sean, it looks like Austin Puxton is starting the second half. I think it's just a direct result of his good work in the first half.
Yeah, he worked hard, found good spots on the field. This is falling in a dangerous spot. Appeals for a penalty. Waved away right away.
Was that Tyler Brown getting in on that tackle so the guy couldn't get a shot off? Well done.
You know, Dotson, this number 9 for Denver, is so quick. He's been one of their most dangerous players so far. Seen him in foot races with defenders. Coach Moss giving instructions to the players to have a little bit of a higher line defensively to win possession back after turning it over in the attacking third.
I think it's a smart move. You know, they knock the ball back and forth so much.
Ooh, hard challenge. Alex Neff just colliding. This outside midfielder is that Cordistos.
You just love this. You love to see soccer played this way. I mean, as you see in this replay, I mean, they're just both going for the ball, you know, hard. And Alex Neff looks like misses it a little bit, and they collide. No foul. They're just, both teams are working clean, hard soccer.
And that's Kyle Emerson from Cypress, Texas, for the Denver Pioneers. I wouldn't want to be him in that circumstance. Alex Neff is a big, solid center back. He's got a huge frame. That contact, I'm sure, he'll feel that tomorrow.
Those Texas boys, they can handle it.
Says the Texas boy, born and raised. There's a little bit of that skill we had talked about in the game, opening the game. Hoffmeister.
Yeah, I feel they've opened up a little more intense. You know, they're looking to get forward, a little more pressure on the ball, not sitting back so much.
There you see Matt Gay with a long throw in the box, trying to find Skylar Mills' head. 2-2. Cameron Kidwell putting it back into the mix. It's good cover from the back line. Make sure that no counter happens.
I think it's just a direct result of coaching. I think they're just very well coached. Coach Moss has done a good job to get his team ready for this game.
I agree with you, and we talked about earlier in this game, those players thinking of coming to Utah Valley, I can tell you right now from experiencing the sideline atmosphere, he'd be a fun coach to play for. See a ball put into a dangerous spot.
Such a big body. He can bring down almost anything.
Yeah, Rita Kari doesn't even jump, just the ball lands on his chest.
Yeah, as Sean was saying, just, you know, the atmosphere here, the coaching, the quality, you know, the level of play. I mean, this is a great program. It's just going to get better over time. For the youth out there in Utah, you got to come out to a game. Got to come see these guys play. You know, they're going to have some great games in the WAC.
The mall is already getting involved in the games. And just a fun environment.
This is better from UVU.
Can Matt get his hips turned? He gets doubled down in the corner. This is Dodson, big outside mid. Big, strong body. It's not easy to shoulder Matt Gay off the ball.
That was well done. But I like to see Matt Gay trying to make things happen up there.
Yeah, this is good possession. No rush like you talked about, Morgan, at halftime. Don't have to force anything. Be a little patient. Let things develop.
He is so good at that move. He just knocks it off with one foot and then up and just slides right past the defender.
So smooth. Looks very similar to Lionel Messi, where the ball's almost glued to his foot. Defenders reach their toe out thinking that they could poke it away, and he just touches it right by them. As you see a quick replay, quick feet, just baits the defender in. Short.
It's a great service.
Yeah. You like the idea. They just elect to play a quick short one and then put it in the box just to freeze the defenders a little bit.
Coach Moss agrees with you.
Hey, if that guy agrees with me, then I know I'm doing something right. As we talked about last week, he spent 5 years professionally with FC Portland and the Portland Timbers in the early years. He graduated from the University of Portland in 1988. His coach was Clive Charles, who coached Casey Keller, Tiffany Milbrid, and the list just goes on and on.
You know, there's not too many coaches at the college level that have the background that Greg has in the youth space. I mean, he really understands how to coach, you know, younger kids and now into the transition to the college level. You know, I mean, it's exciting to see what he's done in such a short amount of time with this group.
He spent 10 years with the Olympic Development Program within the region. So it's Oregon, Washington, California, Utah. So he knows a lot of the local talent, the regional talent. Also worked with Real Salt Lake U17 Academy program. And, you know, Coach Kreis, Jason Kreis, even had positive things to say about Coach Moss, that he's a great person, likes to innovate within the game, and wants to create a partnership in the future.
Well, I didn't know that, Sean. That's exciting.
No, and Dotson is very similar to Hoffmeister. He's quick, good on the ball. Lucas switching the point of attack. Here's your shots you see on the bottom of your screen. UVU has 4 so far. 2 of those are on goal. 10 fouls committed. Ball sprayed forward.
That's a great ball. Get on that. UVU needs to get some people in the middle. Well done.
You like the effort from Austin Buxton. His first touch kind of lets him down, puts him back into pressure, but it's difficult. You saw the transition from the Pioneers. Watch this replay as all of these defenders, Denver Pioneers, have numbers in the box to deny any opportunity. There's Paul Hoffmeister isolating his defender, serving a ball across. But look at the numbers in front of Austin just defending. You see 3 pop into your screen there.
As a team, they're committed to get back. Not just the back line, but the entire team. And I think that's why they're ranked 21st in the country.
Yeah, definitely. It helps that they've played against ranked competition so far this season. against Cal State Northridge and Navy Shipman. But you see the stats for Denver: 8 shots, 1 of those on goal, 8 fouls committed. But a lot of progress will happen with Utah Valley as these next couple weeks they finish this game, and then next week they go to Las Vegas. They play against UC Irvine, who's ranked 6th nationally currently. My prediction, they have favorable results in both of those games. They could jump up into the top 25, but the job needs to be done here tonight.
How special would that be? Your first year, you're ranked top 25.
The first couple of weeks, you just pop into those top 25. That would be excellent. Already seeing national recognition. American Soccer Now, a website, popular website, TopDrawerSoccer.com. Both websites have recognized some of the players for UVU and spoken about this program. It'd be fun to see more of that. You know, yesterday, Major League Soccer made an announcement called MLS Next, new branding, and they have a 45-degree angle line going through the new logo, talking about the trajectory. The best days are ahead of them, and I imagine a lot of that same type of ideas go for UVU.
Yeah, the MLS is just doing all kinds of fun things, adding these teams, adding these international players. Oh, we have a dangerous opportunity here for UVU in the box. Lucas is doing well.
Good stuff from him. You saw the ball from Tyler Brown all the way to the other side of the field to Paul Hoffmeister. You like to see them challenge and test that different vulnerable area, catch them off balance. You almost see Lucas Colley just slip by his defender.
Sean, do I dare say that we might see one of these UVU players in the MLS one of these days?
I hope so. Here's Matt Gay in the box. You see his strength. The defender tries to body him off, and Matt, with his big frame, just bumps him away.
This game definitely has picked up since the first half.
Yeah, UVU's had more chances. You see Matt Gay doing well to hold off Courtney Ford, get a shot. Unfortunately, doesn't get it on frame to challenge Oliver Brown.
We definitely haven't tested him this game, but I have a feeling if we keep going the way we started this half, he's gonna have to show us his ability.
13 minutes into the second half, UVU's looked very positive as you see Skyler win the header. It'd be fun to get the fans back involved. They've kind of lulled down a little bit, get the drums going, get the streamers out like we saw in Celebration last week.
So, Sean, we will have overtime if this game ends in a 0-0, right?
Correct. So there'll be 2 10-minute periods. It is golden goal, so that means whoever scores first, that would end the game. Good challenge from Paul Hoffmeister. Yeah. See Denver back into possession, keeping the ball for a couple of spells.
That's a great combination by Denver.
Ooh, this is dangerous. Slight deflection, mishap. That's good from Matt Gay. He's got a defender on his back and just holds him off. Plays out of pressure.
I would love for the youth to notice that there. He doesn't try to turn and take on the 3 defenders in the back. He just brings the ball down and just plays it and keeps it for his team.
You see a foul whistled in the middle of the field. Just about probably 40 yards from goal, maybe slightly more. See our first stoppage. Looks like Matt Gay is given a yellow card for, looks like, dissent.
Yeah, I think Matt's complaining about there was a foul before the ref called the foul on Denver.
Yeah, there was a first foul.
That he missed?
Yeah. For the most part, I think he's done Ahmed Sadehi for the most part for the first part of this game, first half and first 15 minutes of the second half. we don't mention him much. That's good, right? You don't want the referee to play a role in the game.
So I have to agree with you, but I think the intensity's picked up. I think they're fighting a little more. They wanted a little more here. The last 30 minutes, he's going to have to stay on top of things.
Ball served into the box. Ooh. So important for Skylar to challenge, because just behind him, you had a Denver Pioneer player lurking.
Yeah, as you get to this level and you get in the box, there's definitely going to be some bumping, some grabbing, trying to get position, trying to get to that ball. It's just part of the game for me. Playing center back, being able to hold a player a little here and there just to kind of make sure I know where they're at. A lot of times the refs will let it go. But we got both coaches kind of, in the refs here, letting them know that there's a lot of grabbing and pushing going on.
I think a lot of that plays into the emotion. Both coaches wanting this win a lot. Dangerous ball. Cameron Kidwell does well to get it out.
He does do well.
We just saw Teddy Mullen, number 12, and Cole Stevenson, number 13, into the match for Denver.
And here goes.
Can he strike from distance?
I thought he was going to pull it.
It looked like he was setting his feet to have a go. Good step from Payton. Is your captain. God. Waves the penalty appeals away right away. You see, you viewers can decide for yourself. Looks like Carson is trying to cut to his right.
I don't know, did the defender kick his leg?
I can't tell myself. I'm not going to venture a guess. You viewers can make that decision yourself. We see stoppage right now. Center referee Ahmed Sadehi talking to the captain, Skylar Milne. You see the shots for Denver versus UVU. Shots on goal. UVU holds that advantage. Denver has more shots. But as the second half has picked up, the intensity levels ticked up a couple of notches. You see Skylar in a 50-50 tackle.
Denver does well just to kind of slow it down a little bit. Kind of set it up, get in position. They love that ball out of the back, right to that center target forward.
Yeah, they love that checking run. UVU does well that time to just crunch it out. You see a throw in on the far side. Ooh, almost get in on the end. Carson's whistled for the foul. I feel like the fans are on the verge of getting a little bit more excited, a little more amped. You take a look at the foul just a second ago.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you, Sean. I think as soon as we do something, we get down to our offensive third, fans dangerous. Are just going to explode.
Colin does well to come off his line. That looked like it was close, almost onto the on-running forward. Looked like Mullen almost got on the end of it.
I would like to see us just take some chances and try to get the ball to Matt Gay a little more. Try to get him in behind, if not Hoffmeister or Carson on the outside.
You like this retreat from Paul. Look how speedy he is. That one I will
That's tough for me too. That's tough for me.
I will make an argument there. Yeah.
Hoffmeister does great to track him down and win that ball, and he gets penalized by the ref for the work.
Yeah, he does nothing wrong there. He puts his body in front of the defender. Doesn't tug, doesn't bump anything from behind. As we see the set piece. Last one, Denver almost got on the end of it. It's important to win this first one.
That's a great win. I couldn't see who it was.
Yeah, I couldn't either. I think it was Cameron, would be my guess. Cameron Kidwell. Look at Carson, his pace out wide. Little stepping overs, stop and goal.
The fans getting into it. The fans are getting into it.
There you go. That's what we were talking about.
Was there just a foul called there, or is it out of bounds?
He's whistled for another foul. You'll see it here again. Carson is shoulder to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder on that challenge.
That's a tough one. Carson's the one with the ball, still trying to dribble forward. The player steps in front of him. I think it's a no call.
I agree. It's 2 in a row we've seen.
Maybe he's just trying to keep the game under control because he can see the team's getting excited.
Yeah, for sure. It's emotional for him. He wants to keep the wraps on any type of tackle. There's Lucas from a distance. Lucas Coley! What a strike! What a strike! Lucas Coley!
Did you see that ball knuckle? If you don't know what that means, the ball just takes off his foot. The goalie is stunned, flat-footed, no chance.
Lucas Coley, look at him set his feet. That good preparation touch, gets his head up. Unbelievable strike. Look at the keeper going one way, ball goes the other.
Well done,
This
Lucas.
is what we were talking about. On the verge. The streamers are out. Great goal for Utah Valley. It's important now to keep this energy. Feed off of the 12th man.
So how many times do we see in soccer after you get that goal, after it's been tied for so long, does the other team come back and equalize? So UVU now has to go harder for 5-10 minutes to make sure they keep that lead.
Absolutely. The next 5 minutes are so key. It is a momentum builder right now. Can UVU carry this?
Sean, I have chills.
Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun to see the Big Green fan base, the 12th man, the Utah Valley Mall groups getting into it, getting loud?
You know who I give credit? I mean, what a fabulous shot by Lucas. But Matt Gay does the work as that target forward. We lose the ball. He goes in. He tries to tackle. He puts him under pressure. And Lucas wins it and sets himself up for a great finish.
Yeah, that'll be on his highlight reel for his career at Utah Valley. That'll be fun to look back on, but he just hit it so well. As we see on the far side, back into possession, UVU. Can they keep the ball for long spells? Create more chances, feed off of this energy.
Now, what does Denver do now? The nationally ranked team. How do they respond?
It's so important. That's a good point, Morgan. We'll see their career experience play into this.
Because they definitely are an older team.
Right.
We have some young guys on this UVU team.
Yeah, they've got 9 seniors on the team, so they'll draw from that experience, their experience winning the Summit League and going to the NCAA tournament. What a goal.
What a great goal.
But you like to see the patience from Denver. This is more of what we're talking about, the experience of them keeping the ball. They don't have to rush to go forward. I think UVU needs to draw off of their experience as you see the shots.
His first shot of the game there.
Yeah, it's on goal and it is a goal. Counts.
I like those stats.
Yeah, definitely. As we see Denver set up for a corner kick.
This is big for UVU to get this ball out.
Cameron Kidwell, Skylar Milne, big target guys for UVU to clear it off the line.
I got a little nervous there.
Carson appealing for a foul.
We're still under pressure.
Ooh, what a timely tackle from Cameron.
We have counter. Can we counter 3-on-1?
Look at Lucas in the middle of the field. Denver's doing well to get behind the ball. Ooh, good slide tackle.
Dotson, he's just...
what a strike!
Oh, unlucky. That one comes off.
Pepperton out wide. Payton just has a lash at it. Unfortunately, takes the deflection. I think it was destined for the far post. Side netting. How crazy would that have been?
Oh, that was well taken. The counter was just, oof. It might have just trickled wide if it had gotten through.
Yeah, but the counter was on. But Denver, they retreated very well. They're back 3 defenders. They covered a lot of ground really quickly.
I think both teams are feeling the adrenaline, so I'm curious to, as that calms down, who has the composure. You know, as you were saying, Denver's a little older, a little more experienced. Is that going to come into play here the next couple of minutes?
Yeah, it's important for the UVU players that have NCAA experience. There's 6 players that have been on NCAA rosters in the past. Cameron Kidwell, that we talked about, being the lone senior from Towson University, being one of those. Tyler Brown, outside back, played for UMass. So it's important for these players to really set a tone and be examples on the field. But you know what? I've got chills myself, so I can only imagine what they're feeling. Butterflies.
Completely agree with you, Sean. It's important that the older players, the more experienced players, lead at this time, because this team hasn't been here before. You know, and I mean, just 30 seconds ago there, Matt Gay got excited and hits this left-footed cross, and there's nobody there in the box.
What a distribution from Colin. He almost springs Carson, captain, forward. Just unfortunate on his first touch.
Carson and Hoffmeister are speedy guys on the outside, aren't they?
They are. They're extremely quick, as you see Carson on the ball right now.
Looks like UVU might be making a sub here in a little bit.
Now we saw Galindo earlier in the game in the middle of the field. I imagine he'll be going back into that same spot from Ogden, Utah. It's going to be an emotional 20 minutes for all of us viewers and all the fans here.
And Pepperton does well. I thought it went off for the Denver player, but they gave it to Denver.
And here he is, whistled foul for a foul on Payton.
It's a dangerous spot.
Yeah, here
is Reed in the game? I'm always looking for him with the 6'7" body.
Yeah, number 9 Dotson plays a throw into Costa Cordistos, creative outside midfielder. And looks like Payton just catches him on the ankle. So, you know, Colin, it's important for him to be commanding in his box as Denver gets the tying goal.
They equalize. At what minute did UVU score their goal? Do you remember, Sean?
It was the 25th minute, so we're 6 minutes later.
It's a great service by Dodson with the left foot.
Yeah, it's just on the perfect spot, kind of in no man's land. Colin, you could see him hesitate a bit. He wanted to come off his line, but got caught. His ball just got a little bit high.
I do have to say one of my favorite players has just gone into the game, Chandler Badley. Talk about speed. We're going to see that here in a little bit.
You know, he trained with Newcastle United Academy out of England. He's also was part of the La Roca program in Layton, Utah. He helped his side win the Swans USA Cup title. He's dangerous, good tackle.
Great tackle.
Just commits himself.
He's my defender of the game so far. It was an unlucky distribution right there, but well done.
Yeah, he just commits himself, wins the ball. Maybe the emotions get the best of him. Anxiety trying to get forward.
You know, I think the quality of these two teams with the 2 goals that have been scored is just outstanding. I mean, you can see that this is a nationally ranked team, top 25 in the country, and UVU is just matching with them.
They are, and it's fun to see. And it's important these last 20 minutes. This will be a lesson learned for these majority of these freshmen, right, that are on this roster for Utah Valley. Chandler Badley just wins a great tackle here. See the replay. Dotson trying to take him 1v1. Chandler just goes in and wins the ball.
If I remember, I believe Dodson actually hurt his shoulder back in April when they were here in Utah.
Yeah, you're right. He fell all of his weight on that shoulder. Hope it's not a reoccurring injury.
Looks like he's getting up and walking it off. It was a great tackle by Chandler. Just wins the ball.
How impressive is it that he's 2 minutes, not even that, 30 seconds into the game, you're singing his praises, and he just gets stuck in and wins his first challenge of the game.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to watch him play a couple times as a youth player in the youth ranks, once in Idaho for the LaRocca Club, and just was outstanding. And then he went on to the national tournament with LaRocca in Florida. By my MVP of that tournament. So when I say he's one of my favorite players, it's just, you know, I'm a defender at heart, so I kind of, you know, connect with those guys, and I like to see his work effort.
Morgan spent 4 years playing for Brigham Young University in the Premier Developmental League. Started the majority of the time, so he's played at that semi-professional level. As we see Kyle Emerson enter the game and Cole Stevenson leave. I didn't ever see who got the goal for Denver, did you?
I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't see that. I think I was a little heartbroken.
Yeah, on both of us with our heads dropped a little bit. Emotion hit us as well. You see Hoffmeister skating past players, winning this foul.
That's just what he brings to this team.
He does.
I mean, just wins those. He wins free kicks. I mean, if you look at him, he's just so dangerous. Just slides right past, and the defender just sticks out his leg and fouls him and puts a dangerous free kick here.
Yeah, we're about 35 yards out.
I do have to say we're outnumbered quite a bit in the box, though.
Lucas Colley and Galindo on the ball.
Look at Carson. Carson wanted it.
Oh, Skyler gets on. Oh, that looked like it was making it past him. Skyler gets ahead on it. Almost looks like it's going to that side pocket, side netting.
It's a great ball.
Yeah, fantastic. Skyler does well to hold his defender off as well.
I thought they were going to play that ball to Carson in the middle. Can't see it in this replay, but Carson Payton was standing just a little, about 15 yards away, but
you see Skyler just put that on frame. Maybe not enough torque on it. Did well to place it, though. Look at the skill from Lucas. That's a foul. I imagine a card.
Card, agreed.
This is called a tactical foul. That's definitely a counter opportunity for the Utah Valley Wolverines. And he just cuts it out by fouling. Clear foul, no chance at the ball.
Ooh.
That's an elbow to the face.
I didn't see that in the first play, but
no, that could be a red card. Hitting contact to a player's face like that.
Yeah, he did. I would say he lucked out. I think it was really hard to see until we saw the replay. I mean, the foul is a professional foul, tactical foul, like you said, Sean. Slows down the play, lets his team regroup.
Here's Alex on the Neff to serve. Alex Neff to serve the ball. Here's Cameron. Now they play short.
The angle there, that's just a tough ball to play.
Yeah, it's important to cut off any counterattack right now.
Alex does well. He has his hand up, and I think he was onside, so I'm glad he kept with the play and winning the ball.
Yeah, it's important that he didn't stop, because if he had, UVU would have been in trouble.
As a defender, you know, and all you youth out there watching this, that is what you got to do. When you put that hand up and you want that offsides call, as we all defenders do, you have to continue in the play. You can't stop. And he does well and shows us at this level how you have to play it.
As the fans, the 12th man get into the game.
They are into it.
The I Believe chant, which is so fun. They received a lot of notoriety over the World Cup this last summer.
Can kind of get a glimpse in this view of them in the back over there.
They're the standing student section that are chanting and jumping up and down as they chant. Hopefully they get more of that as in the closing 15 minutes of the game. It's important for them to really give the team some energy.
It's also exciting for me, Sean, to see.
What a tackle.
Oh, that is a great tackle. Oh, here we go, countering.
Austin Buxton, can he get a shot on frame? Oh, a backdoor, Skylar, and it's a goal! What a finish! It's a goal! It's a goal! What a finish!
What a ball!
What a counterattack! What a counterattack from the Wolverines to finish it. What a goal from Skylar Milne.
I want us to look at Buxton and his composure. He has the opportunity to take a shot, and he lays it off as a perfect pass.
Austin Buxton, it shows his experience there. And such unselfish play from him.
Look at the Denver players just sprawled out trying to keep that ball out of the net. Skylar just does a great job to get in a dangerous position, even though Buxton could have taken the shot himself.
Well, and Skylar did so well. You know, a lot of players in that situation, the emotion is so high, it's tied to 1-1. They would try to crush that ball. But Skylar Milne shows his ability and his knowledge and his experience to place that into the far corner. And great counterattack goal from your Wolverines.
What a goal, Sean. What an exciting game this has become.
You know,
Skylar spends. Skylar needs a rest scoring that goal.
Yeah, he did probably about a 60, 70-yard sprint to get on the end of that. He's your holding midfielder, and he's inside almost the 6-yard box to have a finish.
And you can see the fans are loving it. Skylar steps off, and the whole sideline's shaking his hand, giving him hugs. He has put in the work, and that's why they're winning this game 2-1 right now.
And Austin Buxton scoring 29 goals in 48 matches for Timpanogos High School. He's not worried about scoring a goal himself. He's not selfish. He wants UVU to go on top. He has awesome vision with a defender in front of him.
Ooh, that's a great ball.
He almost got rewarded.
He did.
He almost got rewarded for his assist.
If you could see, Carson Payton was trying to do that little chip shot, put that spin on the ball so it checks as Austin runs through.
Just took a little skip off the grass.
And we saw some good sportsmanship from Austin after that.
Good cover from Chandler Badley. You know, the shape from the back four has been really good so far, I would say, for Utah Valley, especially with Denver being so dangerous. As you see, 9 shots, 2 of those on goal. It's been so important for Utah Valley to have a good shape, stay organized, as Coach Moss said in an interview earlier this week.
Well done. Galindo just kind of getting the ball out of a pressure situation. Austin is putting the work in.
Yeah. Almost a dangerous through ball the other way. So you see Lucas check the ball off, play short.
Austin wants that starting position.
Yeah, he
See
does.
what I'm saying? He has played very well as a sub.
You know what is great is that Coach Moss has a lot of players off the bench that can come in and bring a good level. You know, Matt Gay starts, he scores 2 goals last week, but Austin making a case for himself. Coach, I deserve playing time. He gets in and gets a huge assist. Makes Coach Moss's job a little more challenging picking that starting lineup.
What a mentality, though. That's what you got to have to earn your spot. You got to have that mentality. When you get the chance, when you get the opportunities to play in a game, you go and you go hard and you prove yourself. I love to see that from him. So UVU, if you notice, they're not playing with the ball. They're not going to let them counter on them like they did after that first goal. They're just taking care of things, and we see Dotson going back in the game.
Yeah, for me, he's been one of their most dangerous players. Anytime he's isolated, it's been a little scary. I think that's why you get fresh legs with Chandler Badley back there.
I would agree with you completely, Sean. He is a very good player, very pacey, looking to make things happen.
Unfortunate touch from Austin. You can tell he was kind of backpedaling, trying to get a ball to his foot, and has to stop.
We're really going to see the fitness level of this UVU team in the last 10 minutes, because you know Denver's going to push and try to equalize. Soccer, it's so important to be fit for 90 minutes.
As you see Dotson congratulate Carson Payton for his work, his defensive effort. That's good from the captain. Carson's probably covered more ground than anyone on sprints. Outside midfielders have to do a lot of 80-yard, 90-yard sprints and then sprint the other way. You know, and Carson does well, sets his leadership right there. A good example to the younger players. He's a freshman, but he's a 22-year-old that played a couple of years in the RSL Academy. He's trained with the RSL reserves. It's awesome to see his leadership.
It is. He is. I think that comes directly from Coach Moss. You work very hard. And you lead by example, and that's what he does. I met Carson a couple of weeks ago. Great guy, very nice, soft-spoken.
Yeah.
So he leads by example. He works.
As you see, Dotson just got a yellow card, 2 fouls in a row committed on Captain Carson Payton, and you'd probably think that he's doing that to maybe get in his head a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, just the play just before that, the center ref warned them both. I think there was a little something going on there. So let's see what Galindo does with this service.
Served a good ball in the last service, the last free kick.
See the 12th man, they want another goal. The drummers in their green tights and their green uniforms, they want it.
You see the little Wolverine dressed up there on the sideline as well. Ball served in.
What do we got? It looks like the linesman's calling offsides.
He's calling something.
The ref hasn't seen it yet.
Today he's letting it play on. I don't know if he saw a foul. I didn't see anyone really run off an offside position.
I didn't either, Sean.
It's a good win from Alex Neff. Such a competitor. Throws his body into tackles. He's not afraid at all.
And I think that's what you have to have in a center back and your defenders.
He played a season with the Premier Developmental League with BYU, your alma mater. So he has a lot of experience to draw from as well.
He was a solid player there.
He was named the UISA Player of the Year and 2012 Tosh Athlete of the Year. You can see his ability. As Austin Buxton comes off the field, he definitely deserves a round of applause from the 12th man and the Maul,
as well as Lucas, both just putting in the work down the middle of the field. And it looks like Carson Payton has moved to the middle, and Matt Gay is back up top.
It'd be fun to see him get in a foot race with that back line with Denver, but they've done well. Ooh, big challenge. You see Denver back into possession. Look at Payton.
Pepperton been in the whole game and still making the effort to get and put pressure on there, and how he's getting back in position.
You know, he actually started as an outside back. Chandler Badley came in. Oh, ball into the box. Important clearance from, looked like Alex Neff again.
Yeah. My favorite player's got to do a little better on that challenge. Can't give Dotson the free header across goal.
It's easier said than done. Dotson, a huge athlete. He stands at 6 foot, but his frame is extremely thick. We have a whistle, a stoppage.
Was it away? Was it away? Was it after the ball already got to Dotson?
I didn't see. It's like Ahmed Sadehi is not happy with the placement of this free kick. You know, this is okay. The stoppage, a little bit. Collect the thoughts, make sure we're organized. Heavy touch. Oh, you like the little stutter from Alex Neff, acting like he's going to clear it. It's very confident of him. You're inside your own 18, but it does the job.
A little cheeky.
Might give us fans some gray hairs.
But he's been solid throughout the game. Got about 8 minutes to go in this game. The flow is kind of slowed down. A lot of chippy fouls here and there.
Yeah, it's frustrating as a player too, because you want to flow in the game. Set pieces can become dangerous for Denver because of that guy. Colin, not really challenged, but Reed Hukari, 6'7", just lays the ball off in the path of his teammate. Look at him, he doesn't even really need to jump.
And you know his team knows what he's going to do. He knows his role and his size, and his center mid just plays right off him.
Right.
That was a dangerous position there in the box. And UVU kind of lucks out with a shots to the side of the goal.
Ooh, a tackle from, is that Serna? Diego Serna in the middle. Oh, that's good possession from him.
That is well done. And that's unlucky ball out wide. It's a good idea.
But the last 7 minutes of the game, it's important for the center midfielders to get stuck in those tackles, win those duels, and make sure that no counterattack opportunities can take place for the Denver Pioneers. It's important for UVU to establish Clyde Field as their home turf. Make sure the atmosphere stays electric is the word that Coach Moss used.
Yeah, the Denver is definitely pushing here.
This is dangerous. Oof. I think that was closer than most of the fans could realize.
We got to make sure we get bodies in front of that. We can't have free services across the top of our box. It's crunch time these last 6 minutes.
Yeah. Skylar Milne enters the game back into the middle of the field. Looks like for Paul Hoffmeister. See a picture of Skylar Milne, 6'4", big holding midfielder.
Little shove in the back by Dodson as he wins that header.
Yeah.
No call.
Cameron Kidwell cuts it off. Does well again to win possession.
He does very well to keep that ball in play and give Matt Gay a chance.
Go, go, go!
And he's in.
Can this ball stay in?
Oh, unlucky. Matt Gay does great to keep that ball.
You see stats coming up on the screen as Dotson, the Denver Pioneer, tries to get a quick throw in. Today he doesn't allow her, but Skylar Milne has a goal on the night. 4 shots, 2 of those are on goal. Captain setting leadership in this second half. 5 minutes is going to be nervy. Those balls, those entry balls are going to be important. That UVU challenges and everyone tracks their runners.
Sean, as a coach, do you put Skylar on Reed? You know, I mean, he's winning everything that's in his area.
You know,
I mean,
that's a good question. And I think Skylar got put back into the game for that exact reason. These big balls like this, to be there to challenge. As you see Skylar, the ball fall at his lap. Oh, this is going to have a little skip. seen goals scored like that in the past. Goalkeepers misread the hop.
You know, as a defender, as a center back, these last 5 minutes are so nervy. You're getting everything out, but all you're doing is playing it back to them, and it's just right back down your throat.
Yeah, and the time seems like it's slow motion. It's never ending. You feel like you've played for 3 minutes when it's been 30 seconds. Oh, good tackle.
That's a great tackle.
There's Skylar to win it. It's important to clear any pressure. We're about just under 4 minutes. It's important that UVU just seals everything out.
Oh, look at Alex and Reed are pushing in a little bit. He wins everything, doesn't he, Sean?
Yes, he does. He does have a height advantage by a couple inches. Denver from top of the box.
Alex does a great job to step and disrupt that.
Oh, it's important for Peyton to keep it there. Unlucky to not get by. This is dangerous from top of the 18. Ooh, almost finds Hukari on the far post.
He's in close enough to goal. He's either got to go. It's a tough ball to try to chip that in.
Yeah, he took a preparation touch. I thought he was going to maybe have a strike. He's not too far from goal.
He's 25 yards out. That's where Lucas scored his goal.
But you've got the 6'7" forward on the back post. Either way, you have an argument there. You see the
Carson
ball pecked on Carson's foot.
I would like to see UVU keep it a little bit. Keep it knocking around just a bit.
Yeah, it's good to see this ball kind of sprayed out wide, though. A couple seconds, very valuable seconds, just eating up.
Denver's pushing more players forward. Dotson's up basically on the forward line. They're pushing.
Here's Diego Serna approaching the ball. Matt Gay retreating. Important not to give up a foul. It's pretty predictable in the last closing minutes. UVU is starting to read a lot of it. They want to find Hukari. This is dangerous. This would kill off a couple of seconds.
Sean, you nailed it right on the head. I mean, Denver is so predictable right now. It's the exact same thing. Trying to read Hukari off his chest, off his head. It's like they don't think they have any other options but to go through him.
Yeah, this period, it'd almost be better that, as the ball served in, it's almost be better to use him as a decoy. Pretend like you're going to play a ball back post, get that defenders to shift that way and go the opposite. UVU is doing very well to be smart about this. 1 minute on the clock. Can they seal off?
And the fans are getting into it. The fans are getting into it.
Yes. This is the emotion, the electric atmosphere that Coach Moss talked about.
Partee just knocks it 3/4 the way of the field, but it's won by Denver and shoved right back down our throats.
Collin does well to come off his line. There's 37 seconds to count. He'll take Collins, take as much time as he can. Matt's going to try to get up.
Carson puts it in the corner. The captain he is. Smart, knowledgeable. We got 20 seconds left, guys.
So important for him to just kill off the game. He doesn't even need to combine with his teammates. Just put it out of play. We're at 10 seconds.
All the players on the bench are standing up. I can barely see over here in the corner.
Oh, what a great victory for UVU.
That's the game.
This is huge for this program. So exciting for these boys. You can see the effort they put into it. Thank you to the 12th man. As you see the fans, a picture of everyone involved. Number 21 on the National Soccer Coaches Association poll. UVU gets the victory. Next up, in a week from now, UC Irvine, ranked number 6 in the nation, will be the next biggest challenge. But what a good event. What did you like most about tonight, Morgan?
I loved the second half. I mean, the fire, the intensity, the desire to win from UVU tonight was by far the best I've seen in a while. The goal by Lucas, just a great strike. I think they did, you know, they sat in a little, they felt it out, and they took their chances and finished them. You know, I mean, they didn't have that many shots.
Right.
But they finished them, and some great goals tonight, some great soccer. It was a pleasure to be here at this game tonight.
If there was a highlight reel for goal of the week, I definitely would nominate Lucas Colley from about 25 to 30 yards out. He just hits a knuckle, freezes the goalkeeper. Also a team goal, great counterattack goal from Austin Buston, feeding your captain, Skylar Milne, to seal off the victory. Such a fun sight. Look at those fans jumping up and down in celebration.
UVU definitely has something special here. I'm excited to see what this team really does this year and in the future. Great coaching staff, quality side. I mean, just players that kind of are hardworking, a great team with skill, power, strength. I mean, this team has what it takes to be a top 10, 15 team in the country.
I agree with you, and I'm excited to see next week when those polls are released. Is UVU going to make their inaugural debut onto that top 25? What an event tonight. What a great game. Thanks for joining us. Your final score tonight, Utah Valley Wolverines knock off the 21st nationally ranked Denver Pioneers 2-1. Make sure you join us next time.